Hi everyone, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do kind of just a low-key video that doesn't require a lot of analysis and brain power. I'm going to do the end of year book tag, which was created I think by Vesaas a long time ago. I'll leave everything in the description. So this is just going to be chatting about my reading plans for this year and the start of next year, and yeah, we'll just get into the video. So the first question is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? And yes, well, I don't need to finish it, but I'm still reading it. You can see I'm really not that far through. The Books of Jacob by Olga Tokarczuk and translated from the Polish by Croft. I was really enjoying this. It's not that I don't want to read it, it's just so huge. It's too big. Like, it's hurting me to pick it up. I can't read it in bed, and I like to have the lights low at night, and I can't read it because I can't see the bloody tiny text. So I want to read it, it's just so inconvenient. I probably should have got it on my Kindle, but I spent a lot of money on this book. It doesn't say how much it was, but it was about 20 quid, so I don't want to spend like another tenner on the Kindle version. Maybe see if it's on Cribb actually. But yeah, I would like to finish this. I'm probably not going to finish it by the end of the year because it's huge, but I would really like to finish it, and I'd like to read Flights by Olga Tokarczuk as well. We'll just see when I eventually get around to those. But other than that, there's nothing that I'm in the middle of that I need to finish, other than like books I'm sort of like currently reading, but there's nothing that I've started reading and then just like put off for a while. So next one is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? And I think we're a bit closer to winter now, especially looking at the weather in Scotland today. It's definitely more of a winter's day than autumn, but there's still a few cosy reads that I'd like to get to. I've been thinking about reading Legends and Lattes, I think. Is it Travesty? I can't remember. But I would like to read that. It just seems like a really like cozy fantasy, which is what I've just said constantly on this channel that I like. I don't like sort of high stakes fantasy. I just want like nice cozy vibes, and this seems perfect, so I might read that sort of like around Christmas time. It's not a Christmas book, but I don't really like Christmas books generally, so yeah, maybe that one. The other one I was thinking of was maybe The Castle of Tangled Magic by Sophie, which is a middle grade. I don't normally read middle grade, but I read The House with the Chicken Legs a couple of years ago, and it's one of my favourite books ever. I thought it was really good, so I'm hoping that The Castle of Tangled Magic will be as good. And I think that's definitely like a more like cold weather cozy kind of read, so I'll try and get to that one as well. The third question is there a new release you're still waiting for? And the answer to that is no. I'm not really following new releases at the moment. I'll maybe touch a bit more on that in one of the later questions, but I'm trying to just read from like my backlist titles. I've got loads saved on Cribb, I've got loads sort of saved in my like library wish list, I have loads on my Kindle, I have quite a few physical books that I haven't read. So I'm trying to stay away from new releases as much as I can and just focus on like books that I've already got. So no new releases, which is a shame because I do like to kind of follow what's coming out, but I just really need to get on and read some of the things that I'm already excited to read and try and save myself some money as well. The next question is, what are 3 books that you would like to read by the end of the year? And honestly, I haven't made specific plans for reading books. I would like to get to The Ice Palace, I think, in December. It's because it's like a wintry kind of book, and I know that once it gets past Christmas I'll probably just like put it to the bottom of my TBR again and think, oh, I'll read that next year. So maybe try and get to that one. In a similar vein, I'd like to read The Blue Fox by Sjon. I bought this last year just like on a whim in Waterstones. I just saw it, which isn't like me. I normally don't buy books if I haven't heard of them or like read anything about them, but something just drew me to it. I didn't get around to it last year, so that one. And I'm going to Tenerife next month, so maybe There's a book called Dogs of Summer, which is set on the Canary Islands, so maybe I'll take that one with me when I go. But yeah, that'll be like a change of scenery from the wintry books I'll be reading. So yeah, we'll see. If I get to them, I get to them, but there's nothing like really pressing. I'm very much just in like a mood reading kind of mood at the moment. Sometimes I plan my TBRs, sometimes I just don't, and right now it's like I don't really care. I've got a big list of all the books that I own, and I'm just going to go through and pick whatever I fancy reading at the time. Number 5 is there a book that could shock you and become your favourite read of the year? And I hope so. I think there's potential. I've read loads of really good books this year, but a lot of my favourites I've read in the last like month or so. So yeah, it's got some stiff competition, but yeah, I really hope so. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I'm like really excited to read. Like there's nothing really pressing, which I think might be a 5-star, but like I never go into a book thinking I'm not gonna at least enjoy it. So yeah, hopefully there'll be something that comes along, and even more things to select for my best videos, my best books of the year video, which I'm planning to do, but there's a lot to narrow it down to, so we'll see. The last question is, have you started making reading plans for next year? And yes, I have. I mentioned before that I'm gonna try and stay away from new releases. I'm also gonna try and go on some semblance of like a book buying ban. I don't really buy many books, to be honest. If I want to read a book, I'll first look in the library and I'll look on Cribb, and if I can't find it there, I will add it to a wish list. But I tend to put books that I don't have kind of free access to on the back burner, so they don't become like my priority unless it's something that I'm really, really interested in reading. So yeah, a book buying ban of sorts. I'll have to buy books for uni, which is fine. I'm just doing my dissertation this year, so I've got no modules, but there's going to be a lot of reading for my dissertation. I'm doing a master's in comparative literature, and my dissertation is due around August, but I'm part-time, so I'm working on it for the whole year basically. The books, you might be able to see them just there. The 2 books that I'm writing on are Cassandra by Christa and Assembly by Natasha Brown. So I need to read more of Christa because I think she's really fascinating and I want to read her anyway, but particularly there's like parts of the thesis that I won't be able to write about until I've read some of her other works. And I'd also like to read a bit of Virginia Woolf in relation to my dissertation, because both of these books, or especially Assembly, is not a retelling, but it's like heavily based on Mrs. Dalloway, I think. And then Christa Woolf is quite often referred to in Anglophone circles as like the Virginia Woolf of East Germany, so there are sort of similarities between her and Woolf, and also like big differences as well. So I would like to read some Virginia Woolf so I can talk about that aspect in the thesis potentially. But yeah, we'll see. Mostly it's just reading more backlist, getting through stuff I already own or have access to, reading loads of uni stuff basically. I'm hoping to read quite a few interesting non-fictions that are not necessarily like academic texts, but will still help my thesis, so I can talk about those at least. But yeah, they're my reading plans for next year. Not particularly exciting, but I am still excited to read more in the new year. I always feel like inspired when January comes around to pick up more books and just have fun with my reading. I've stopped setting myself like specific targets to reach in terms of numbers and just read whatever I want, and I actually find that I've been reading more since I've stopped doing the Goodreads target, so that's interesting. But yeah, excited for the new year and my reading plans, even if on the surface they are a bit boring. They're not boring to me because I really enjoy writing my dissertation. I'm just sort of hesitant to talk about it too much because it's probably not very exciting to you. That was fairly quick and painless for one of my videos, I would say. Thank you for watching. I'd love to know the answers, your answers to the questions. Either leave them in a comment or just let me know if you've made a similar video and I'll watch it and see what some of your thoughts are. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye.